What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 23 different altcoins today at the request of you, the viewers. I know it's been a few days. I've got a lot to catch up on. You guys, there's so many requests to do, but I'm going to get it done. I've noticed that my mic has been a bit louder. I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I can try and turn it down now. I just don't know how it sounds because I did adjust it, but I don't know. I don't know if it's louder or quieter. I'm adjusting it right now. But if it is too loud or too quiet, you can always just change the volume on your device, of course. But I'm also going to try to talk quieter because I am in a public space right now. I'm in a lobby of the hotel that I'm staying at, but it is midnight, so there shouldn't be too much foot traffic. Anyways, guys, enough of my words. Let's get started here. We're going to talk about 23 different altcoins. I'm going to go over the list right now. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. We're going to talk about Swift Coin for the real highest, ACH for Fonzie, Compound for John Speed, Polkadot for Babu. I'm just going to call you Babu from here on out. Dogecoin for Danny, Pepe for K Hearts 78, and BNB also. BDAG for the Determined, ERGO for VILLX, DGB for Polendas, AVT for Eric Silva, Link for Astronaut Sailor, Kimbo for Jordan Bailey, and Bowden for Jordan Bailey, Scale for Marco Izquierdo, and ZKML for Marco Izquierdo. I know you said it was a joke, but we're doing it, man. You requested it. I don't care if it's a joke. This is real. ENJ, XAI, and RVN for Drapier Johnson, LRC for ILY. What's up, ILY? It's been a while. Maybe you've been watching, you just haven't commented, but that happens too. But SUI for Muhammad El Mensi, Zcash and Zen for Nick Q Gabriel, and then that's it. That's the list. So hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get started. I really hope the volume's good, man, because it would suck if I do all this and the volume was bad. But hopefully, if anything, it's just too loud and you can just turn it down. But let's get started. So looking at Swift Coin on the weekly here, on the monthly. Actually, we were on the monthly. I want to look at it on the weekly. We're consolidating after this nice breakout of this accumulation range here. We've had a nice move up. Volume was up, and it stops right here on our biggest week at the top here. This is not the all-time high. It might be the all-time high. It's just not. This isn't all the history, right? There's more history than this. I guess that is the all-time high. It might not be. I mean, if there's more history than that even, but anyways, broke out to new all-time highs, consolidating up here. Haven't moved down too much. I say we haven't moved down too much. At least that's what it looks like in the chart. But from a high to a low point, we did drop about 55%. So that is pretty significant. Consolidating nonetheless. It does look like last week volume picked up a little bit. We might be getting ready to move out of this range, but we could very well consolidate for months still and then break out later, right? Like that. The way that's drawn, that could be until August that we break out, and that could happen. It would still look fine, but I don't expect that you'd go lower than this low. I do think that's going to hold. I've been saying that for some time now, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Swift Coin was looking like it wanted to move up sooner than later. I do like the weekly RSI. I don't like it here, but I do like the weekly RSI bounce overall. I like where it's at. I like the 2272 rejection, 1618 support. When you do break 0.00723, then we can look on for higher prices. Until then, we're consolidating. So that's the line in the sand to watch. Essentially, is 0.007233. I don't know if I said 0.00273. I meant to say 723. If I did, when we break that line, that's when we can get excited for higher prices, like a cent and beyond, probably a cent and beyond. I mean, the technical next target would be 1.11 cents to let's just say 1.5 cents, somewhere there, and potentially further than that, right? You could absolutely see deeper extensions based off of this move. So that's Swift C. Let's move on from there. The next coin, I don't have my list with me, so I have it like on Google Docs. Let me see here. Next coin is ACH for Fonzie. We're doing it. Alchemy Pay. Looking at the weekly RSI, it would look like we want to go down a little bit. Wouldn't be crazy. Let's look at the daily real quick. Yeah, the daily wouldn't protest to that either. Low to high, 382 resistance. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You already hit your 618 though. I wouldn't be surprised if we went down there again. You might not even hit your 618, but finding a low close to it, maybe right at the 123 moving average here, right around 2.22 cents. At any rate, you could go to just below 2 cents and you'd still be fine. So I think somewhere around this area, maybe just a little bit lower than you currently are, but not too far away. You're probably pretty close to your low. Probably. Yeah, I think that makes sense, man. Somewhere around 2.12 to 2.22 cents. You're at 2.47 cents, so a little bit lower. It would make sense to me. Oh man, that 4 hour looks lethal though. Wow. Maybe I'm wrong. It looks like bullish divergence, doesn't it? I suppose, I mean, if it is, and I think it is actually, that might be good for a move up in the short term. Perhaps you move up to like 2.6 cents, but inevitably down. That would only be a lower high, and really what you have is higher highs with lower highs. So that's I don't know. I don't know if I like this too much, but the 4 hour does look a little bit compelling potentially for a bottom here. I'm not completely convinced, but I suppose it is possible. It's just everything else doesn't suggest that. But I mean, you are at the bottom of this range. I guess, you know, price action does suggest that supposedly. But you could go lower where this low is. I'm going to stick with it. I think 2.22 to 2.12 or whatever it was cent-wise, lower nonetheless. So that's ACH. Let's move on to the next one. If I'm wrong, because I'm not too certain about this one. If I'm wrong, get above 2.74. Get above 2.75 cents, and I'll accept defeat. If not, then lower you go, buddy. That's what I got on that. Let's see here. The next one is Compound. Compound for Mr. Speed. Speed, glorious speed. Makes me think of that. I don't know if anybody played Jimmy Neutron. There was a video game on the computer for Jimmy Neutron. I know, man. People probably don't even remember or know, but yeah, Jimmy Neutron had a video game on the computer, and I forget what it might have been Shane. Maybe it was Jimmy Neutron himself. He's like, speed, glorious speed on some part of the game when you would like do a boost or something. I forget what it was, but it might have been when I don't even know, man. Tangents, bro. For those of you that don't know, Jimmy Neutron is a cartoon series for kids. So that was way back when, man. That was a long time ago. The daily does look like it wants to move down. Where you are in the fib range wouldn't be crazy if you move down either. You're at $52 now. Absolutely, it does look like we want to move lower, and that's okay. You know, we don't have to move lower and then just shit the bed, right? We can move lower and still hold the relative areas from a low point to a high point here. Yeah, I mean, we're actually right at the 61869, and technically after this high point of this consolidation phase, which I definitely think this was a upward sloping consolidation phase, and we're breaking out of it now. Finding support on the 61869 is not a bad thing. We could go lower to the 886 around 45 to 47, so be aware of that. But we absolutely could find our low, if not here, and perhaps that was it, this relative move. Perhaps that was the low. Perhaps it's lower than that, but I wouldn't be surprised if we move lower nonetheless from here. Even if we don't go lower than this low, I wouldn't be surprised if we went lower today. I kind of am expecting this 47 to 45 zone right now, honestly, which I haven't been expecting for most of the time. I didn't think that we were going to break down. Crypto looked bullish. I thought we were all going to, go up, but things have changed over the past week, couple weeks maybe. I don't know. Whenever I flipped relatively bullish, still overall. I said bullish. I meant bearish. Still overall bullish, but momentary bearishness. Compound kind of looks like ACH did a little bit there with that bullish looking 4 hour RSI. I'm not impressed. It's a little bit less impressive in my opinion. I do think this wants to go lower. Yeah. You rejected your 60 area. No problem being oversold. You got a problem being overbought. I think you're going lower. So let's just think. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna say about 47 to 45 bucks is on the line. It is possible that we could hold this area. So if that does happen, if we do hold this area, then look for a break above really like 59 bucks. If we can get above there, I'll admit defeat. But until then, I'm not convinced. Yes, we could even go above this high and still go down lower. So that's Compound. BOT, or no, I'm sorry, DOT, dot. Polka dot. Let's see here. Oh man, I really hope this video, I hope the sound is good, because if it's not, that's gonna suck, man. I didn't even do a sound. I mean, like, I can tell you guys can hear me, but I just don't know. I don't know what other noises you guys are picking up on there. So I didn't do a sound check or anything, which it's too late to really do that now. if the sound's bad on this, man, I'll just delete the video after posting it. But that would suck. That'd be a lot of wasted time. 382.069 holding. You're holding in this range, polka dot. I don't have any reason to believe that you're going to go lower. Bounced off your oversold zone. Nice. You kind of look like you're postured to go lower. Let's look at the 4 hour. They all kind of have this like somewhat bullish relative pattern here. I think you do want to go lower. I think you do. I think you do. Yeah. I don't think you're going to go lower than this low, but sure, you could return back to about $6, $6.10. Maybe even like $6.25. You're at $6.38, so not a whole lot lower, but inevitably you will move up. I do think that overall in this whole range down here, you are going to move up. Probably not today, probably not tomorrow, maybe not even in the next week, but soon enough, $9 and beyond is on the horizon. But just for the time being, probably boring. Probably a good time to DCA. But that's the best that I got on DOT. Let's talk about Dogecoin now. Doge on Binance, yeah, getting below the 123 moving average there, sitting at 14.14 cents. Daily RSI looks weak. Oh, but you do have a nice double bottom. That's a nice look. How about you rejected the 40? You should have. I mean, it would have been nicer if you got above. I suppose you could still get above it now. Rejected it for one day, but then if you get above it, like, is that really a rejection? Right? It's like you found support on it here, but did you really? You know what I mean? Or even there, right? Or like you found resistance here, but did you really? Let's see. I think this was or is some kind of like consolidation phase, and it looks like you've broken. Maybe you haven't broken to the downside. Maybe you're just still in it. Maybe it's overall still some kind of grand consolidation. Not really that grand, but more momentary. Let's see. Relative high from back in May of 21 to the low. Holding support on that 382, man. It's the previous area of resistance. It's really not a bad look. I very much did expect after this high that we would go back down to this 236, and we haven't. We've been holding this 382, which generally speaking, what you do with a move like this, right? You hit your 100, you go all the way down to your low, right? Your high point to your low point. Generally, what you do is, you know, maybe you find resistance on your 236, maybe you don't, whatever. You find resistance on your 382, you go back to your 236. But when you break above the 382, generally you either go back to your 236 to find support, or you hover above it to find support, and that's, I mean, that kind of looks like what we're doing now. So I actually don't think you're going to go back to your 236, which is crazy as time goes on, and that's kind of what it takes with stuff like this. I feel like you just need time to kind of validate that these lower moves aren't going to happen. I suppose you could move down to about just below 12 cents. I suppose those targets are still there, but you've flirted with that zone multiple times, and you've gotten sizable wicks. I would say any price below 14 cents is a steal at this point. I have no reason to believe that Dogecoin is about to blow up, but I also don't have any reason to believe that it's going to see these levels. So for anybody waiting for levels below 14 cents, I don't think that it's I don't think that there's going to be many moments, right? It's not impossible. I do believe we'll see prices below 14 cents again. We're at 14.15 cents right now, but they are far and few in between, right? There's not going to be that many opportunities for that. So anybody looking to buy Dogecoin below 14 cents, the next day or two, the next week or two, maybe the next month or two, who knows how long it's going to last, but I would assume we're going to continue to consolidate in this area, hold this yellow line, which would imply that any movements below it are not going to be long-lived. So just be aware of that. Good time to DCA, dollar cost average. Shit's getting loud, guys. It's getting real loud. Let's see. Dogecoin. We're going to talk about Pepe now. Let's see what we got here. It doesn't look like you guys are picking up on that sound too much. I'm sure you can hear it, but it doesn't look like it's, I don't know. Sometimes I've noticed with this on OBS, it'll say things are picking up more than they are or less than they are, and then it doesn't match at all. Like I'll have the music playing on here. You guys know I used to put the classical music. I kind of gave up on that because it would say it was at the same level as my voice, and it would be dramatically quiet. I'd put it even louder than my voice, and people would still say they couldn't hear it. So I got tired of trying to mess with it. But enough talking, man. I'm doing a lot of talking for how much time I really don't have right now. Pepe USD. Yes, Pepe. You know, I had somebody talking about, and this is a good, I'm going to go on a tangent real quick. As I was just saying, I need to stop doing tangents, but this is crypto related. This might help anybody, right? I'm not going to say the coin that this was about because I'm not trying to shill other coins. Even if I do own them myself, you know, this video is a request video. I'm not trying to just shill other coins, but there's a coin that I am personally invested in that I make videos on regularly. And someone said, you know, there's a bunch of meme coins that have pumped already this whole time. It's very discouraging, and it's what you said is logical. Like I'm not trying to make fun or like be like, oh, you suck, you know, like it's not, it's just like I disagree, and and I see things differently than you do, and that's okay. We can, you know, it's not a problem. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong. This might not even reach the ears of the person that wrote the comment, but they were saying that the coin that I'm talking about, which I'm not going to name, has been consolidating for so long. Other meme coins like Pepe and Brett and other coins have been just blowing up while this coin's been doing nothing. So has it been forgotten about, or like is it even worth like putting more money into, you know, blah blah blah. Pepe found its first high in May of 2023. It did not break out. Like it started to move, sure, but it didn't break out until February of that following year. So May, February, that's like 10 months, right? So I'm just saying, you guys, you can consolidate for a long amount of time, and it's right here at the end. This is where people are like, it's not doing anything, everything else is pumping, why isn't this pumping, this was supposed to be the next big thing, and then that's whenever it pumps. We're at that point with one of these meme coins that I hold, but it's not that hard to figure out which one, you know. But anyways, Pepe, high to low, 1618 hit, probably going to find resistance here. All that to say, guys, that wasn't so much about the one meme coin I'm holding. This is more about any of the coins that any of you are holding. If you feel impatient, just remember, Pepe literally consolidated for a whole year, right? And this was in, don't even pretend that this wasn't in the bull market. You want me to tell you when the bull market started? BTC, right here. Here's when it started, right here, this week. January 2023, right? Pepe consolidated for the whole first beginning of the bull cycle, right? Like it even actually went down. So yeah, that's not what that is. Anyways, 1618 hit, fell down, probably go into your 1414, 1272 area. It does look like you found support on the 100 already, so I would not assume that you go back down there. The 1272 sounds about right to me. Let's plan on, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 50775. I'm rounding, right? 50775 to 401, somewhere in that area. It is possible you could bounce right off the 1414, but it is more common in my experience to reject the 1618 and go to your 1272. And you can go a little bit below it, and that's okay. Don't be worried if you do. I just, you know, I definitely would expect lower prices, probably below 401. I don't think you go below 50775, and even if you do, not by much. Like really not by much. Yeah, I mean, well, I suppose you go to 506, which is somewhat significant, but still not compared to this whole chart. Anyways, Pepe probably working its way down over the weeks, over the months. It could consolidate for a while, right, and still do well. So I think everybody's eyes are on it right now. Whenever it comes to meme coins, Pepe is the one that like everybody knows about, and it looks like we're about to like, I mean, I think we've already broken this uptrend here. I think that's what this move was down here. And I think we're really about to separate from it now. So we're probably going to see an immediate retracement of this move here, which would take you down to, what is that, 5098, 5069, 50622. Yeah, that all lines up with what the areas that we were just looking at. So that's Pepe. Let's move on. Talk about BNB. You said BNB network. I'm just doing BNB. I tried typing in BNB network, and this is what came up. So because BNB, it's the Binance token. It's not like the network. I don't. But maybe I'm doing the wrong one. Just clarify if I am doing the wrong one. K-Hars, what is it? K-Hearts. If I'm doing the wrong one, just let me know. You know, I want to call this a fake out, but to be completely fair, I mean, that could have been a breakout and just a failure to meet your target move. It's pretty close. I mean, it goes over halfway through the target. I feel a little bit... I guess it is a fake out just by nature. I mean, you went up and then just literally blew off. I suppose that is a fake out. You haven't really broken back into this range yet. You're holding the top, which looks better than it does worse. Selling off immediately doesn't look good, that's for sure. Higher lows, lower lows. I mean, you're in a position where if you bounce here, it would look really good, and your 4 hour looks like it's in a position where it could bounce here actually and look really nice. I'm inclined to believe you hold here, BNB. I think you do. I think you do hold here. Maybe you consolidate, maybe move sideways, but I'd say sideways, if not slightly up over the coming days. Probably a little bit of time. Maybe next week or later this week, you decide to move up. But I think inevitably BNB looks like it wants to move to 765, 821. Let's wait to see what you do with that $640 area. Once that breaks, that's when I think you're making your move up. Until then, you're going to be range bound. You're just going to be moving sideways. So I would think at least another week, if not more time. I mean, it could be months, right? But being that you just broke out of this, I wouldn't think that you're about to do this again. I would think that this will be a smaller kind of consolidation at the top of this range, which is what it looks like. You're in the range a little bit, but let's just say you're at the top, and then maybe a week or so. It could be a day or so, right? Just a little bit more consolidation and then up. But once you break 640, that's when I would say you're probably no longer consolidating and you are looking for that next step up. If I'm wrong, well, just keep going lower. Oh, man. Man, my neck has been itching. There's a mosquito right there. My neck was itching. My legs started to itch. Gotta love Texas, man. You guys, the mosquito, everything is bigger in Texas. It really is. That was a small one, and that one's still bigger than the ones in Colorado. Let's see here. I'm like itching over here. Just like, go back and watch, man. I've been like itching my neck. I bet that was the little bastard right there. So now we're talking about BDAG. Nope, that's not it. Maybe it's on here. You said it was block dag, right? Saying it was a scam, block dag, or most people call it a scam. Well, it's not existed. Oh, right here. There we go. A little bit longer in time. Not as much volume though. I don't know, man. Are they all the same block dag? Like that one's not at the same price, right? So we're not going to use that. This one has the most volume. So the determined, unfortunately, my friend, this one has existed for less than a day. I can't do TA on that. Okay, I just can't. I mean, we can look at it. We can definitely look at it. But if it is anything else besides this one, right, it probably is a scam because there's just such low liquidity. Not a lot of liquidity. I mean, it says liquidity here, but the volume is just low. Okay, very, very low. You're not going to be able to get in and get out of that. No way. This one, it's too new. It's too new. If it's an extension of the other ones with the other charts, well, it's at a different price. It's not the same. Can't do it. It might be a scam if they say it's a scam. It looks like it's just another one of what has been a failed thing, so maybe it is a scam, but I have no interest in charting it, nor would I have interest in recommending it or putting any money in myself. So unfortunately, that's the best I got, my friend. Unless I'm looking at the wrong one, clarify it for me. I will be happy to go over the right one. But the next one is ERGO for Vilks. Did I give shout outs on all of them? I don't know. We shout out to John Speed, Babu, Danny, K Hearts, the Determined, Vilks, Fonzie, and the Real Highest. I don't know if I gave shout outs to you guys. I think I did, but this might be the second time that I've done the video actually, so I might have. I don't remember. But anyways, ERGO for Vilks. ERGO. I try to give shout outs, man. I really do. Is ERGO a stock? It is. It's a stock. Well, we're not going to talk about that one here. Vilks, I don't think I've seen your name before, or if I have, it's been a while. And no, you know, I'm not trying to throw shade, but if you can, on the next request, and this goes for everybody, if you can, when you request a stock or a crypto, if you could just mention if it's a stock or a crypto. Being that my name is C-Zar Gets Crypto, I would assume that most of you would request crypto, but if you're requesting a stock, like, that definitely helps. Just say stock, just the stock, ERGO, or ERGO stock, or you could give like USD. You could say, could you check out ETH for Ethereum, ETH USD. That'll tell me that it's crypto, because no stocks are USD, but stuff like that. Whatever you can to help. That way I don't have to take a minute to explain, but I probably will for the rest of this channel's existence have to come back to this point anyways. But just mentioning if it's a crypto or a stock, that does help avoid these situations. It's been a while since I've had to talk about it, so it's probably overdue. But Digibyte is the next one for Polendus DGB. Let's see here. There we go. It's always so weird on this chart. I don't know why. See, like, that looks less weird. It still looks kind of weird, but it's less weird. Digibyte moving down. A little bit of a downside turn, isn't it? Let's see. Yeah, that is the low. We'll take this, but I might move it. You're in an area that would make sense. Okay, cool. I mean, no matter where you cut it, right? You're kind of at an area, so. And if anyone's thinking, like, wait, if it's all relevant, like on each one, does this even matter? It's like, yes, it does matter, because each one has different levels. Here you're bouncing off the 786, that comes with a totally different set of rules going up, looking at these levels, right? Here you're at the 686 or 61869 area. It's totally different rules going back up, where your resistance, key points of resistance are, and then what would follow based on how you react with this. So yes, even though all of these, no matter where you draw it, it is at an area that would make sense to find support. That doesn't mean you can't go lower, and that doesn't mean anything less on fibs, right? You can have several different fibs that all say similar things, but inevitably have different headings, right? One, or not all, at least, will be accurate, right? You can have multiple fibs being accurate. That doesn't delegitimize fibs at all, in my opinion. But let's see. Weekly RSI breaking down a little bit below the 40, not a good look. We're in an area that would make sense to bounce, though. So even like you are below the 40, but you're like right at it, and you have bounced just below the 42 before. So let's see. Damn mosquitoes, man. Now I'm in my head. Daily bullish divergence is presenting itself, though it's not confirmed yet. You need to get a green day. Really, we just need you to close back above the 618, I think. Start getting some higher highs and higher lows. At best, you have a little bit lower to go, and you just start kind of moving sideways, and then you can move out. At worst, you'll move down to the 886 zone, which is around 0.0067 to 0.0077. But you really could find support here, and I think you do. I actually do think you find support here, but time will tell. Again, if you go lower, you could go lower, but if you do, it's not going to be by much. I would not think you go below 0.00887, but absolutely, I mean, you could, right? It's okay if you do, but 0.00887 is what I'm thinking is going to be your potential lowest area. I could be wrong on that. Me saying that that's where I think it's going to go, and then saying it could go down here, it's not me saying it's going to do either of these things, and then I'm right regardless. No, I just let you know it could do this, and it's okay. It's even somewhat to be expected if it does do this, but my personal expectation is to hold this area. So if it does go down here, yes, I'm correct in making that call, but I'm incorrect overall. I'm not going to take credit for that. I can take credit for addressing the area, but I'm not going to take credit for being right on calling the area, because I'm clearly calling this area, right? I get comments where people try to pretend that I play both sides so that I can just be right. I don't care about being right, bro. I would rather be right than be wrong, but it's not about that. It really is not about that. I mean, I wish it was. I don't know. Like, if there's a way to be right all the time, that'd be great, but there isn't. So it's just it can't be about that. If it's about being right or wrong, you're looking at it wrong, in my opinion. But DGB, did I even finish? Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit lower, and then a bounce. If you can get above 1.35 cents, let's talk. And I mean, I guess your first step would be to get above about 1 cent. But when you get above 1.35, that's when things will be hopefully more exciting, and then you can look for prices upward and onward above 3 cents, right? Even higher than that probably. But that'll be weeks, months probably down the line. The next crypto is AVT for Eric Silva. Again, Digibyte down a little bit, if not a little bit more. It'll be some time before you roll back up, right? Talk to me when you're above 1.35. The next one, AVT. Okay, Aventus. Yeah, it looks like it wants to go lower. Pretty confident on that. Yeah, it's okay. You're really starting to like slip right now. If you see me slap myself, it's just because I'm trying to kill a mosquito. If it's there. If not, I'm just slapping myself for no reason. It's like every itch now I think there's a mosquito. Yeah, you probably go lower. 255. Probably going down to $2 or $1.60. Something like that. Yeah. That makes sense to me. I think so. Let's see. The next one is Link for Astronaut Sailor. Also looks like it wants to move a little bit lower, right? Just a little bit lower. Relative low to high. Yeah, probably to your 6186. You found resistance on your 382, like after finding, like you've definitely shown some significance here. So I definitely believe $14.34 to $13.86, somewhere in this range is where you're going to go. You could go lower and still be fine, but that's the white zone is where I think you're going to go soon, very soon, right? You'll find your low soon. On the bright side. On the negative side, you probably won't break that high for a little bit of time. I say a little bit of time. That could be weeks. It could be multiple months. But even like 2 months is not. It's not a tremendous amount of time, right? It can feel like a tremendous amount of time when you're watching this all the time. But for the days that come, expect downside. If you go up from here, that does not mean that that's absolved, right? You can go, break above this 382, and then we can talk. But really, it'll be this 236 that would absolve you of going down here. And even then, you're not absolved completely. But I'd believe that this would be your low, which is kind of a weird area to find a low. But it wouldn't be too crazy. But I do think you go lower. I definitely do. Anyways, that's Link. Let's talk about Kimbo for Jordan Bailey. Might have to pull it up on Dex Screener, just maybe. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. Astronaut Sailor wanted me to talk about the top for Link. I'm sorry. Like the potential market cycle, like where I could see it going. That's what, anytime somebody says long term, or like what's the long term look like, right? I always just write a little note that says top, because I know what you guys are asking, right? You want to know how high you think it can go by the end of the cycle. So I always pull out the all-time high to the cycle low Fibonacci ratio scale. And then we get our extended moves to give us a target. You are finding support on the 382 and showing, like, this is a nice setup right here on the long term. Okay, this is a nice setup. I really do believe Link could see prices between $230 to $100. I would personally, with some of these larger cap coins, keep in mind the 1414 to the 1272, but it could move higher. It could see. I don't know about that. Let's see. Yeah, we got the Green Lantern. If you don't remember that from another video, don't worry about it. It's not relevant, I swear. Link on CoinGecko. I was like drawing something on the chart, and it reminded me of the Green Lantern symbol. $9 billion. At the current price, $9 billion market cap. A 10x is here. Puts you at 100 billion. I don't know. I guess actually, yeah. Link could. It's at 9. Yeah, dude. I guess I'm wrong. Yeah, do expect this. I take it back. You could see 230, 100 to 230. That's actually a very doable market cap for a coin like this. It could go higher. It could go higher. Yeah. Link, you could go a lot higher. I don't know about the 2272, but whereas before I wouldn't have even considered it as a possibility, I suppose it is possible. Yes, even in this cycle, it'd be a bit ridiculous. Even this is kind of ridiculous, but it's much more doable than I thought it was. I think 230 really could be the top. 230 to 141, somewhere in there. I don't think you'll stop at 100. That's your worst case scenario. So yeah, that's the best I got for that. Kimbo, right? Kimbo. We're gonna do it on Dex Screener. I think it was just that one mosquito, guys, and I'm overthinking it right now. This looks like the one. Yeah, you look like you're moving down lower, Kimbo. We'll see you at lower prices. And that's okay. All right, it's not a problem. I feel like that could be like a sound bite. We're going lower. That's okay. 70. Oh, dude, maybe you're not going lower. I just don't like the daily RSI. You are at a point where you could turn around, but you generally don't. Once you see this, you generally don't. But I mean, you could. It happens often enough. Like, it's not crazy. Oops. Not enough historical data to go off of. Let's look at this. Let's just go low to high. You're at your 1272. You're also at your 6.9, right at the base of your golden ratio zone, and you have a little wick. If you can hold this, it would look good. You need to get above your 618, though. You need to get above 3016, essentially, on a closing basis on a daily. If you can do that, then I'm convinced that is your low. If not, well, maybe your 786 or 886, or you might not even hit the line to find support, right? You are showing some significance on these fibs, to be completely fair. So the 786 could be your journey, 30105, but I'm kind of inclined to believe you do hold this support here. Little double bottom there. I mean, dude, you could do it. You could do it. A little bit of volume relative to what's been going on, but not much on the last candle. Let's get you to move up. Let's get you to move up with more volume, and I would be convinced. Really, just get above 0.0016. Is that what I said earlier? Sorry, 3016. Yes, stay above 3016. Get above there, stay above there, and I will be convinced that that is the low. At least 2 days or 3 days would be nice. And then get back above the 382. You know, we've got other targets after that. But let's check back in on this one, if you don't mind, Jordan Bailey. If you want to request this again, man, like today, tomorrow, like you want to request it, on the next request video, which would be Sunday, we could talk about this, and that'd be enough time that's gone by. We can determine if this is the low. And I mean, we'll know by Sunday, right? Because if what I think is going to happen in that amount of time, we would either have moved up something like this by Sunday, or we would have moved lower. You know, by that time we'll definitely know, and then we can kind of gauge better. Either way, I think you'd probably, by the time I make that video, you'd probably start to look like you want to move up. If not, you're very close to your low, because if you are moving down from here, I would think it's going to be rather immediate. But let's wait. Let's just wait until Sunday to really get this figured out. I'm kind of, at the moment, I am inclined to believe this is the low. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say I think you're moving up. Yeah. All right. That's Kimbo. Kimbo. None of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You guys hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. We're talking about Bowden now. Some Joe Bowdens. Boating around Bowden. Let's see. Geo Bowden. 3.3 million. Looks like I had some levels pointed out. I don't remember when I last drew this. But you've gone through your first level. I don't know why these are here. Maybe it's price. That's why. Daily closes. Closing high, closing low. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Lower. Yeah, I think so. Lower. You just broke your 382, found resistance on it. We'll see at your 618, 7.9 cents or lower, and probably lower. You might go all the way down to 6.5, just below 6.5 cents. That's what I'm thinking for Joe Bowden. Next one, Scale for Marco Izquierdo. Actually, that one's going to be on here too. This was one that Marco was saying was a joke, but it's not a joke, but we're doing it for realsies. Brand new chart, right? Very brand new. It's kind of at an area that looks good to buy. I really don't like the volume, right? You just died for I don't know what reason, but you just totally died. assuming this is not a scam wick, which I would assume it actually is a scam wick, so this might not help us at all. Hey, you actually seem to be respecting you're respecting these fibs pretty well for a scam wick, actually, so maybe it's legit. Get back above 4.42 cents, and then you're probably going to move up to 13 cents to 18 cents, which is solid gains in a short amount of time. Like for a standard retracement, you can just do a 2 to 3x from your 382. From the current price, you could do like a 3 to 5x, like really, with just like a standard retracement. But time will tell. I like that bounce on the 236. Let's just see what you do. Let's see what you do. Get above 4.42 cents, and then I'll be convinced that you are worthy of 13 cents or higher. But until then, it's too new. I don't really have an opinion on this. I get why you're saying it's a joke, right? Because it pumped and now it's down, and it's very brand new. There's no volume. I get it. Definitely a joke. Haha. But it could do well for a joke. It actually could do well. Let's see. But it's too new. It's really too new to say. ZKML was the next joke. ZKML. Oh, right, man. Yeah, this one is a joke. I think this one's terrible, right? I remember thinking that last time. Yeah, this thing sucks. Yeah, no, this one's a joke. It almost looks like the same. It almost looks the same as the last one. Yeah, I would just stay away from, dude. Yeah, stay away from both of them. It was a good joke. Made me laugh, man. It's only a bad joke. If you know what a bad joke is, it's a joke that nobody laughs at. If somebody laughs, it's at least not a bad joke, right? I don't know. That right there is actually an inside joke. But let's see. Engine for Drapier Johnson. ENJ on Binance. There we go. Wow. Engine just dumping off, huh? That's not good, guys. It's not bad. It's not good, but it's yet to be bad. You could technically, I suppose, have a triple bottom on your monthly as you had a triple top here, but the triple top did break. Will it break down here? Maybe. But holding support at a previous area of resistance is a good thing. It's not good to do it time and time again. It makes it less significant. The weekly doesn't look good. The daily is ass. In an area you could bounce around, sure, but you are showing extreme weakness, man. Yeah, you want nothing to do with the overbought zone. You have no problem being oversold, though. Right. The 4 hour looks kind of productive, but I think this is a farce. I think it's a lie. I think really you're like getting hidden bearish divergence every time you go up. You are probably getting ready to bounce at some point. I mean, it could be here, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Low to high. I wouldn't be surprised if we went a little bit lower. You're at 22.5 cents, 22.6 cents. Go down to 21 cents, 20 cents, something like that, and then talk to me. Request this one again too, man, because you are at a place in the monthly where I would like to see you hold support, because if you don't, this is going to be bad. But you could go a little bit lower. You could afford to go a little bit lower and still be fine. And if that's the truth, then you're actually near a very key area to bounce, and engine might be getting ready for its breakout that it's been looking for since the last bull cycle top. Like, it really could. I know it looks like hopes and dreams, but hey, take this, put it right there. Like, hold on, wait. Right there at the low, I'm off by a month. You know what I mean? Like, hopes and dreams, my ass. We've done it before. And that's not even to new all-time high. I mean, I guess that is to new all-time highs, but that'd be by October of 2025, which is actually when I expect the market to end. So yeah, engine, not all is forsaken. I might have been too gung-ho with my first reaction, right? It doesn't look the best right now, but the month is still young. You are at an area where it would make sense to bounce, but will you is the question. Because if you don't, then it's bad. It's bad. But I would bet if we check in this thing in like a week, I would bet you're not at 22.5 cents. You're probably above 25 cents or more, right? And you're starting to make your way back up in this accumulation phase, hopefully. So, engine, precariously placed, might go lower a little bit, but I'm hopeful. I actually think you will find support here. Relatively, you know, maybe closer to 20 cents. You're at 22.5 cents now, but the next one is, and that was for Drapier, Johnson, XAI, and Ravencoin. Drapier, I'm doing these 3. You requested 6 total, and I try not to do more than 1 request per person per day. So it's like, you know, if there's like 3 days in between each request video, I'll do 3 requests if you have them. For anybody that's up to this, you know, just like 1 request per person per day. It's a lot already, even at that, but that would be awesome. And you did request more than that. If you guys request more, I might do it, you know, on a night like tonight. I don't really have, I'm sorry, I probably just made a real loud noise, but I got him, man. Whew. I'm sorry, I hit the mic on that one. I'm sorry for your poor ears, guys. This video is not the it's not from the confines of my own home. I swear I just saw another one, but maybe I'm getting tired. I forgot what I was saying, guys, but requests 1 per person per day, please. If I have time, I'll do more. It never hurts to leave more requests. I'll just do what I'm doing now, which is limit it to what I feel is appropriate to limit it to based on the time that I'm allotted to do these videos. ZK, no, we're on XAI, I'm sorry. XAI, USD. Man, I slapped that mic. I didn't mean to. I really hope it wasn't that loud, but I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was actually really, I don't know, mics sometimes deaden. We'll see. Time will tell. High to low. 069 holding at an area that you would hold. It's not a bad looking bounce off your oversold zone, but that's only if today closes green. If not, you're getting into your oversold zone, which wouldn't look good at all. It wouldn't be terrible, but I think you hold it, man. I think you hold it. I think you're moving up. This is the low. XAI, calling it low, hit, you're moving up. That's that, man. Could be the winner. I mean, it looks like it's going to do some decent gains, but how long is it going to take? And it's not like crazy. Something could definitely beat that, so I might be too presumptuous in that. But yeah, I think you found your layer. You're going to move up. Yep, I think so. Yeah, this is one of the better looking ones we've got so far. Looks good. For when I say that, I mean for the immediate term, like for today, tomorrow, the upcoming week, and I think even beyond that too. I don't just mean like a week's gonna crap out. Sometimes I do, but with this one, I think you're at a relative low. You're gonna break out of this accumulation zone, and inevitably, you're moving up to 220, 254, 316. But the more immediate targets that I'm looking at are like in here, right? So maybe even up here, which is nice. It's nice, but some things can move up more than that in a shorter amount of time. It just depends which one, but we'll get to that. Looks good. This one looks good. Ravencoin. This one, man, this is an OG, man. It could do really well. I know it's forked off a lot, but man, it really could do well. Do I have multiple mosquitoes? I don't know, man. I don't see any. I can only imagine how the comments are going to go. I don't know, man. Maybe I need to use these pillows and just like cover up. All right, Ravencoin. It's a nice hotel, man. It's like we're not staying in some thatch roofed shack, you know, but on the ground floor, people are opening the doors. They stay open. I don't know. Long enough for mosquitoes to get in, I guess. Ravencoin on Binance. 2.4 cents right now. Come on now. Got the brush going. Let's see. I wouldn't be surprised if you went a little bit lower. A little bit. Okay, let's just look at the fibs to see if that makes sense. You might be at an area. Yeah, you could bounce, but you might go lower. You really could go lower too. It wouldn't be crazy or absurd. You know, I don't think you go below 2.14 cents. You could go down there, but not below there. You're at 2.41 cents now, so it's not too far away even if you do. A little bit over 10%, a little bit less than 20% of a drop, right? It's not a bad look on the daily RSI. It doesn't look good. It's not the most, but it's in a position where it could look good if today closes green and if it gets some follow through. The 4-hour RSI actually looks good too. Hey, Ravencoin looks good, man. I like it, and it's at an area it could bounce. It wouldn't be crazy if it went lower, so don't be sad if it does, but I am going to call for a bounce here. Again, don't be sad. You're at 2.41 cents. Originally, I was thinking it would go lower, so if it does go lower, don't be sad, but I don't think it'll go too much lower if it does. I do think, however, even with saying that, I do think that you have found your low. You're going to move higher. Look for a move up to about 3.432 cents. You're at 2.4 cents now, so look for that. When you break above that, I would say really when you break above the 236 is probably when we would, you know what, let's flip this fib here real quick, actually. All right, let's flip it. Man, these guys, I can tell they got the door open. They're letting in all the mosquitoes. They're gonna find my sweet blood. They like, man, if you guys were with me, you would know. Like my family, my friends know. They all love me, man. They don't get bit because they all bite me. Apparently, 8 cents would be your target. 11.2 cents would be your target inevitably when you do well here with this zone. We'd be looking for those targets once you break above 5.5 cents. I think a point to get excited would be obviously 5.5 cents, but really 4.24 cents I think would be an exciting point. And does that line up with this? It should. You got 3.4. Yeah, that's at your 382, 382. 236 lining up with the 618. Yeah, I think that's going to be a real 4.24 cents is going to be the real exciting area to break. So look forward to that. But I do think you found your low. You're moving up to about 3.4 to 3. Yeah, I'd say around 3.4 cents, something like that. So that's RVN. LRC is the next one for ILY. Loop ring. Dumping, bro. Looking like you want to go lower too. Low to high. Yeah, but maybe just a little bit. Maybe down to 18.5 cents. You're at 20 cents now. That wouldn't be crazy. Low to high. Look at that, man. 1272 lining up with that 1618. Or 126 with the 886. The 1618 is lining up with the 100. So yeah, 18.5 cents to 16 cents, somewhere in that zone. You're at 20 cents now. Not a lot to go, but probably some to go nonetheless. It makes sense, and it's probably going to happen over the over the coming days, coming weeks, right? You might go up a little bit today, but don't expect much. I think you're going down lower, and that's okay. Inevitably, you will work your way back up. Once you break out of this zone, and you could find support here. It's possible. I don't think you will. If I'm wrong and you do, cool. You'll just move up sooner. Inevitably, loop ring, LRC. Oh yeah, man. You could hold support here. You're right at your 069, and you have held support here a couple times. You could. I guess you could. I just don't like the weekly RSI. The 4-hour kind of looks all right. Not gonna lie. The daily's in an area it could bounce, but it looks bad, which would make me think you do go lower. But when it's time to go up, regardless of what you do, look for 54 cents. Whenever 54 cents breaks, we're looking for $1.15 to $1.45 and beyond inevitably, but 54 cents right now is the line to beat. It also kind of coincides with the top point here, areas of resistance really near it, at least over here. So yeah, and that'll probably happen in months, right? Not in a short amount of time at all. That's LRC. Where are you? Fucker. Oh man, I hate mosquitoes. I can't see it. I lost it. I'll feel them later, but I'll try to mute the mic next time it happens. Where are these little fuckers coming? I'm sorry for cursing, guys. Where are these sons of guns coming from? LRC. I think that's it. Oh, you know what? It's probably because of my ring light. It is probably straight up because of my ring light, right? They can just find their way over here. Maybe a warmer light will do it instead of such a bright light. But oh man, I think that's probably what it is. I feel so silly now. So silly. Yeah, loop ring going down a little bit. That's okay. You could find your support here, but I don't know. Not calling for that. Oh, dude, that one got me right in the ear. Bro, this video is messed up. Let's just see. Hold on, guys. He went right behind the light there. Oh, that's the worst. That is the worst, man. Okay, let's just try to get this done, and then we'll get it. LRC, already talked about it. SUI for Muhammad El Mensi, and then Zcash for Nick Q Gabriel, and then Zen Horizon for Nick Q Gabriel as well. So let's do that now. SUI. Dude, I got more requests to do after this too. I'm just gonna call it because I'm done with these mosquitoes, bro, and it's late. Probably going lower. SUI. Muhammad, you're probably going lower. Yeah. Well, you know, that's the rest of the market too. That's okay. SUI is one of those coins that like everybody has their eyes on. You just found your high, like literally in March. So, I mean, you could go down, you could go lower or consolidate and be boring for the rest of the summer and still be fine. I don't know if you will for the rest of the summer, but for the time being, yes. I would assume with the way this looks, man, you're moving down to 72 cents. You're at 98.7 cents now. That's what I would assume. It was looking good here when you broke above your 382. It looked good here, but couldn't do it both times. I can't help but believe 61869 is where you're going to go, which is down at about 73 cents to 64 cents, man. I freaking hate mosquitoes, guys. Hit that like button if you hate mosquitoes. You know, there's a guy I was talking to who, I don't know if it was for his doctorate or if it was for like a project in college, but he was in like higher education, right? And he had to write a paper on why mosquitoes were good, why we needed mosquitoes. And I'm like, dude, we don't need mosquitoes. The world would be a better place without them. But he made sense out of this, right? Mosquitoes, because they share a large biomass, like in total on the planet, right? They have a large portion of the biomass on the planet. If they went away, if they didn't exist, that'd be a whole lot of food for a lot of other insects and birds and frogs and all kinds of animals out there that didn't exist. Mosquitoes are a great food source for the world. Yes, they're annoying little parasites, but if we didn't have them, what would the spiders eat? What would the, whatever. I'm getting all talkative, and I don't know why. I hate mosquitoes, though. I don't care how big of a food source they are. 61869 area hit. Rejected back down to the 236. Not as common, but it does happen, and that's okay. Normally you'd look to hold the 382, but that's okay that you didn't. You held the 236. Let's get back above the 382. Inevitably you will make another attempt up here, and I think during that time you will go up. You found some turbulence time and time again up at the 61869, so I would expect that you do find turbulence at your about $31 to $33 area, your 786 to 886. But inevitably, yes, I do think Zcash will see higher highs at like $42 and $53, somewhere in those areas. But probably later in the year, maybe in the fall, even early winter would be what I would expect. Right now for the summer, let's just work on not moving lower. You might, move sideways for a little bit and then move up, maybe starting later this month or sometime in July. I don't think you're going to move lower than 21.87. I don't think you move below this low here, but I don't know if you're going to move up immediately either. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour kind of would suggest that you do. When you get above the 382 here, this $23 and $23.90 area, I'm sorry, let's call it $24. When you break above 24, then we can talk about 28. When you break above 24, we can talk about 28 being back on the line. But until then, let's just consider you're moving sideways. But the 4-hour does look pretty good, I'm not going to lie. The 1-hour looks good, the 4-hour looks good. Yeah, I don't know, you might move up today, man. I don't know. This one does look pretty good. I could be wrong, but Zcash, you actually look pretty good. The next one is Zen, and that's it, Horizon. Then I am going to bed. I'm licking my wounds and retreating, man. Let's see. $7.52 here. I'm going to do a mosquito check, yo. Oh, yeah. $7.52 here right now at the bottom of your accumulation phase. Probably a good time to DCA. I think this coin will do well this cycle. It's just not doing well right now. With a chart like this, it's very new. It's hard to say but they could see a new all-time high this cycle. Their market cap would be fine if it would make sense if it saw this kind of high. You're at $7.50. You could see 332 to 525, maybe even $1,000, right? Let's see. If we look at Zen for what it is, Zen Horizon. Let's see. 113 million. $44x on 113 million. All right, because a 10x would be 1 billion. So yeah, that's doable. Yeah, you could absolutely see that. You could see more than that. Is this the right? Is this? There's more. There is more. Damn. Okay. Okay. I think I do this every time with Horizon, man. High to low. Okay, so that's the actual real targets. Yeah, you can see $442 to $1,500 by the end of the cycle, genuinely. You're at the low of your range now. Whenever you break $20.20, let's call it, when you break that, then it's game on, probably all the way up to $45 to $58, but then that's your next like real area to beat. When you beat that, we can talk about new all-time highs. Until then, you've got a lot of work to do, but looking at the weekly, it wouldn't be crazy if you went a little bit lower. The daily looks somewhat good, somewhat positive. I mean, it's negative, but it's in a position to be positive if you hold this line here and you move up. The 4-hour looks somewhat productive too, so I wouldn't be surprised if you did hold it here. If not, you're going to move down to $6.82, something like that, and then up, but you very well could move up from here. And again, really the next area to watch, whether you move up or down. I wouldn't be surprised actually if you. I'm going to call for a low here. I think you actually are holding this low here for Horizon. I think your next target to watch is like $12.20, but the real area is $20.20. When you break that, then it's on. Probably weeks, months away, maybe weeks away. We'll see. I don't know. Yes, I think you're moving up from here. Just because you're moving up from here doesn't mean it's going to be like this, but it might be more exciting than what you've been accustomed to since April, right? The coming weeks. It might not happen today or tomorrow, but like sooner than later, you're going to start moving up, I think. Yeah, that's the best that I got. So hit that like button, subscribe if you guys want to see more. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.